So we have gone through Prathama Vibhakti, Dvitiya Vibhakti. Okay. So Prathama Vibhakti is used to indicate who is performing the action. So these Vibhaktis are suffixes added to the base form of a noun, Namapadam. So Namapadasya base form, Moola, Rupam, what is it called? It's called Pratipadikam. Okay. I think we know this by now. Pratipadikam. The base form of a noun is called Pratipadikam, like Rama, Sita, Krishna, Nadi, etc. These are base forms. Now to that, when we add a Vibhakti suffix, then it becomes a Namapadam. Pratipadikam plus Vibhakti, Pratyaya. Pratyaya means suffix or affix. So the Pratipadikam plus Vibhakti Pratyaya becomes Namapadam. And Namapadam is the what is a noun. That is what is used in a sentence. So the word Namapadam, which is having a Prathama Vibhakti, is the doer of the action, the subject in a sentence, and on which the action happens, or the effect of the action happens, that is the object in the grammatical terms, or Karma Padam in Sanskritam, and that gets the Dvitiya Vibhakti. So those couple of things we have studied. Now, third one, the next one is Tritiya Vibhakti, third case ending. So when is the third case ending used? In what role it plays? The Namapadam, which has a Tritiya Vibhakti, with the Tritiya Vibhakti form, what role does it play in a sentence? So that we will see today. So there are some examples here. Just to recap, for the Prathama and Dvitiya Vibhakti, Udaharanam or example is, Prathama Vibhakti is Balakaha Pathati. Balakaha Pathati. Pathati, this indicates, this is the verb indicating the action, and this action is done by whom? It is done by Balakaha. It is in Prathama Vibhakti. Whereas the base word or Pratipadikam is just Balaka. Balakaha Pathati. Now Balakaha Kim Pathati, that is the question. So we need Pustakam Pathati. Balakaha Pustakam Pathati. So this Pustakam Pathati, Pustakam Asya, this is in Vibhakti Dvitiya. Asya Vibhakti asti, Asya Padasya Vibhakti Dvitiya. The Dvitiya Vibhakti, the base word for Pustakam is Pustaka, right? Pustaka. And Lingam is Napunsaka Lingam. Its Dvitiya Vibhakti form is Pustakam. Balakaha Pustakam Patati. The role played by Pustakam in this sentence is that of a Karma Padam or an object. Now, the next one, third. Mangala Bhagini, Krupya Patatu.
Yes, Mahodaya. Saha Purushaha, Saha Chamasaha. Purushaha Kena Khadati. Purushaha Chamasena Khadati.
One second. Khadati. So before, if you look at the previous lesson on Dvitiya Vibhakti, so we had two sentences, Saha Balakaha, Saha Syutaha, and
yes,
we want to connect these two. So there is a Balaka, there is a Syuta, bag. So what is the connection between them? Balakah kim nayati. Action happening is he is carrying it. So we are asking the question kim. Balakah kim nayati. So that will connect Balaka and Syutah. Balakah Syutam nayati. So the question asked is kim here in the.
What is he carrying?
Ditiya Vibhakti case, the question is kim. Prashnaha kim. In the Tritiya Vibhakti case, प्रश्नः हे प्रश्न पदम अस्ति अथवा प्रश्नः अस्ति केन द्वितीय आसीत्
with what
केन with what or using what using what he is doing the action. So the answer is Purushah chamasena khadati. So no, this is where the Tritiya Vibhakti word or the word Namapadam with Tritiya Vibhakti comes into picture here. Chamasena. So Saha Purushaha, Saha Chamasaha. So we need to connect. So the action happening here is khadati, eating. See, Purusha is eating. And what is the connection? Now the question first, Purusha kena khadati. So, Chamasena khadati. With the chamasa. What is the base word for chamasa here? Chamasa only. Chamasa. Chamasa is a pullinga word. Akaranta pullinga word like Balaka or Rama. Chamasa. So the Pratama Vibhakti becomes chamasaha. Tritiya Vibhakti becomes chamasena. Again, you can look at the Vibhakti table of Akaranta Pullinga word like Rama. It's Rama. So here you see that Tritiya Vibhakti, Ekavachanam, is Ramayana. So like Chamasa is also like this only. So it becomes Chamasena. No, and no, you know, when the na turns to na. In this case, it doesn't turn to na. It remains na. Chamasena. Okay. The word here is Chamasena Tritiya. So that Chamasena means with the spoon. Chamasa is spoon. So Purushaha kena khadati, Purushaha chamasena khadati. Now also there could be a question kim khadati. That is possible. Purushaha phalam khadati in this case. Now kim, when we use kim, the answer word for that phala will be in the Ditiya Vibhakti that we have seen before. Kim. For the question kim, the answer Namapadam, that will be in the Ditiya Vibhakti. Purushaha kim khadati, Purushaha phalam khadati. Purushaha phalam kena khadati. That
can we make it phale khadati and make it third vibhakti?
Huh? Phale?
Phale khadati?
No, phalena na, because he is not using phala to eat. He is eating fruit itself.
Okay.
Fruit is not used as an instrument. So you think this as an instrument here. Chamasa is an instrument, right? Or a sadhanam. Sanskritam we call it sadhanam. Means a instrument with which the action is performed. Saha chamasaha, saha kena khadati, saha chamasena khadati. Khadana kriya, eating action is being performed using the instrument chamasa. So this is a medium for conducting the action. But the phala itself is being affected here by eating action. So that is not the instrument. The performer is Purusha. That is why it is in Prathama Vibhakti, Purushaha. And Chamasena is an instrument. or using that thing, the action is performed. Okay, next one, next sentence.
I have to read, Mahodaya.
Yeah, you can if you want to.
Sah chalakah tat vahanam. Chalakah kena gacchati. Chalakah vahanena gacchati. Here it is, how did he go? He went with the help of a vahana.
With the help.
Vahana is the instrument.
Correct.
Okay, understood. Thank you, Mohan.
With the help, with the using that instrument, using that vastu, he is going there. He is performing that action of, what is the action here? Gacchati, gamana kriya, action of going. Okay. Next one, Sridhar Mahoday. Next two sentences.
सा छात्रा सा लेखिनी. छात्रा क्या लिखति? छात्रा लेखन्या लिखति. सा बालिका सा द्विचक्रिका. बालिका क्या गच्छति? बालिका द्विचक्रिकाया गच्छति.
So a couple of things here. So this is kaya gacchati.
Okay, not kya.
So why are we are using kaya? Because it is Strilingam. For question words, note that we know kaha, right? Kaha means who. Kaha is pullinga word for who, and ka is the Strilinga word for who. Kim is the Napunsakalinga word for who. And these are in Prathama Vibhakti. These words, question words, are also in the Prathama Vibhakti form only. Now the question words also we have to change into other Vibhaktis. So we know Kim is a question word. For example, Balakah patati. In this sentence, if the action, we know only the action word patati. Patati, if we know the action word, what is happening, patati. So to ask the question, who is reading, what is the Sanskrit word? Kaha patati, right? Kaha patati. And this kaha is in which vibhakti? What is the vibhakti of kaha? Prathama vibhakti. Prathama vibhakti, ekavachanam. Kaha patati. Now, kaha patati, the answer we get is balakaha. Let's say we get balaka patati. And balaka is also in Prathama vibhakti, ekavachanam. Balaka patati. The next question will be balaka kim patati. And actually this kim is not the Prathama vibhakti kim. This kim is the Ditiya vibhakti kim. Because we are asking the question kim, and this kim is in Ditiya vibhakti. Because we want an object here, not the subject. Who is doing the action? That is not our question. On what the action is being done? So that is the question. So this will be in the Ditiya vibhakti, second case. So balakah kim patati. Now similarly, balakah, suppose we get the answer. Patati. Okay, let's talk with khadati now. Balaka kim khadati. Balaka phalam khadati. We got the answer. And what is the vibhakti of phalam? Ditiya. Phalam khadati. Now the next question we want to ask is kena khadati. And what is kena? Kena is the tritiya vibhakti of kim. So kim is prathama vibhakti in Napunskalingam. And Ditiya also is kim. Tritiya is kena. for Napunsakalingam as well as Pullingam also it is Kena only, Tritiya. So if you want to ask the question, with which Balaka is he eating, using what? So if that is the question, what happens here is, see, because we know the answer here, answer means what? We are looking at the picture and we know the chamasa, and we know the chamasa is in Pullinga. That is why we are asking the question Kena. We know. Otherwise, if we do not know, then generally we use, if you do not know the picture or the word for this chamasa, whether it is Pullinga, Strilinga, Napunsakalingam, generally we use the Napunsakalingam, right? Like just Kim or Kena. So in that case also, Kena, Napunsakalinga third vibhakti remains Kena only. And look at this Vahanena. Vahana padasya lingam Kim? What is the lingam of Vahana word? Napunsakalingam. Because you see it here. And just, even if you don't remember, it is given here. Chamasa is Pullingam, it indicates Pullinga. Vahanam Napunsakalingam. So we ask the question Kena gacchati, Chalakaha Kena gacchati, and the third vibhakti form of Vahanam is also Vahanena. Okay. Now here in the next one, here we know the Lekhani is given here. Lekhani is in the Tritiya vibhakti form, third vibhakti form. That is why we want to ask the question word also, put the question word also in the Strilinga form. Did I say third vibhakti? No. Sorry, this is Strilingam. Sa Chhatra, Sa Lekhani. So Lekhani Lingam is also Strilingam. So we want to put the question word for Kim also in the third vibhakti, but Strilingam. For that, Strilingam is Kaya. Pratama vibhakti was Ka, right, for Strilingam. Pratama vibhakti was Ka, right? We had Kaha, Ka, Kim. Pratama vibhakti. In Dvitiya vibhakti also, in each lingam we have this as Kam. Kam, Kam, Kim. And Tritiya vibhakti question word has Kena, Kaya, Kena. So these question words also have their own tables. And if you want to refer to those tables, you can look at the table here. The root word for them is Kim. For all the three, Kaha, Ka, Kim. For all the three, the root word, Pratipadikam, is Kim. So look at this Kim, and you see here Pullinga forms. Pullinga table here. So here Kaha, Kau, Ke, Kam, Kau. This is Dvivachana, Bahuvachana. So Kaha is Pratama vibhakti, Kena is Tritiya vibhakti, and Strilinga also. Ka, we have Kam, Ditiya, Kaya, Tritiya. And next lessons we are going to study other vibhaktis. So you have the vibhaktis here. And in the Napunsakalinga, we have the Kim, Kim, Kena, Kasmai, Kasmai. These are the words. So Pullinga and Napunsakalinga again, like in all other tables, this is the format is the same for Tritiya to Saptami for Pullinga and Napunsakalinga words. Pullinga and Napunsakalinga words, the tables from Tritiya, the forms of the words from Tritiya to Saptami remain same. for Pullinga and Napumsakalinga word. Only in Prathama and Ditiya, these two lines, they change between Pullinga and Napumsakalinga words. Anyway, so for this Tritiya we are looking at now is Kena for Pullinga and Kaya in Strilinga, and again Kena in Napumsakalinga. So Sa Chhatra Sa Lekhani. So here Atra Lingam Asti Lekhani. Lekhani Padasya Lingam Strilingam. So we are asking the question Kaya here. Again, if you do not know the picture, if you have not seen the picture, if you have seen the person doing that, or if you do not know the lingam of this word, then we can simply use Kena in the Napumsakalinga word. Chhatra Kena Lekati. The answer could be Lekhanya because we didn't know the answer. That's fine. We can ask the question in Napumsakalingam. The answer could be in any lingam. This word could be in any lingam. So the next one also has the example with Strilingam. So Sa Balika, Sa Dichakrika. Dichakrika is in Strilingam. So Kaya Gacchati, Dichakrikaya Gacchati. Okay. Any question on this so far? Tritiya Bhakti?
Yeah. How did she go is the question. Kaya Gacchati. She went. How?
In English actually it becomes how, but here we don't use that how in Sanskritam. Yeah. Here it becomes with what, using what.
Okay.
So generally in Sanskritam, how means like in what fashion, like whether she went fast, slow, nicely, like that. So that is not the intention here. So Tritiya Vibhakti intention is not in what fashion or
using what.
Using what the action is being done. Okay, so here there is a Kosthaka, like a Bahuvachana form is also given. Of course, you can always refer to the tables, but here in the book also simple Bahuvachana forms are given of Tritiya Vibhakti. Balakena, Balakaihi. So if it is Chamasena, what is the Bahuvachana of Chamasena? Chamasaihi. Chamasaihi. So if the work is being performed using multiple instruments, then we use Bahuvachanam. If there are two instruments, we use Dvivachanam, which is not given, but in the tables you can find. Balakena Balakaihi. This is Pullingam. So Strilingam, here we have Balikaya Ekavachanam, Balikabhihi Bahuvachanam. So Dichakrika, suppose that is a Strilingam, right? Dichakrikaya. Dichakrikaya is Ekavachanam. So what is the Bahuvachanam?
Dichakrikabhihi.
Dichakrabhihi. Dichakrikabhihi.
Dichakrikabhihi.
And Strilingam, Dirgha Ikaranta Strilingam, Lekhanya was given here. So here the example here in the tables consistently used as Bhavati here. So bhavatya, which is like lekhanya or nadya. Bahuvachanam for tritiya vibhakti is bhavati bhihi. So lekhani becomes bahuvachanam.
Lekhani bihi.
Lekhani bhihi. If it is nadi, nadhi bhihi, nadi bhihi. And if you want, you can refer to other. There are other words also, like ikaranta pullinga word kavi. So that is kavihi. In the previous Ditiya Vibhakti Koshtaka, it was kavim, and Tritiya becomes kavina. Bahuvachanam kavibihi, guru, guruna, gurubihi, etc. are given here. Subhashitam, subhashitam. Okay. Veena, want to read this? Subhashitam.
No, it is difficult for me. Sorry.
Veena? Difficult?
Yeah.
What is difficult? First letter?
I don't know. I will struggle with it.
Hmm?
I'm going to.
This one? Ka?
No, not ka. The one in the middle.
Yeah, just
Shastra.
yeah. Start reading. We will see where you stop.
Kanya sa. But middle one I don't get.
Okay, Jay, you want to try?
Yes, Mahodaya.
You want? Can you read?
Yeah, yes. Kavya Sastra Vinodena Kalu Gacchati Dhimatam Vyasanena Cha Murkhanam Nidraya Kalahenava.
So read this again.
Murkhanam.
Murkhana. Yeah, good. So Kavya Shastra Vinodena Kalo Gacchati Dhimatam. So here in this Subhashitam means something well said of. What do you say in English? Quote? Wise saying. Subhashitam. So in this Subhashitam, all the vibhaktis we already have studied. This is a good one. We know the forms of all the words here. We may not, all of us may not know what the meaning of each word, but the forms are there. For example, here Kavya Shastra Vinodena. So here Dena is this. So what vibhakti is this?
Tritiya.
Tritiya, like Chamasena, right? Chamasena, Vahanena, like that. And here it is Kalo. Kalo is actually it is Kalaha. So because of Sandhi it has become Kalo. So what is Kalaha vibhakti?
Kalaha is Prathama.
Prathama, like Rama. Gacchati, you know. Dhimatam. What is the vibhakti of Dhimatam? Dhimatam you may not know, but it is like Ramanam. Okay? Ramanam, Balakanam. So this is a Halanta Shabda or the Pratipadikam, the Moola Shabda ending in Vyanjanam, which some of you might have maybe familiar in the L2. Anyway, so this is like Ramanam, Balakanam. What is the vibhakti there? Balakanam.
Tritiya.
No, Balakanam.
Sixth case.
Yeah, Shashti.
It's Dvitiya Bahuvachanam.
Shashti.
Shashti Bahuvachanam.
Bahuvachanam.
Balakasya is Ekavachanam. Balakanam, Ramanam, Bahuvachanam. Vyasanena. What is the vibhakti here?
Tritiya.
Tritiya.
Murkhanam.
Shashti.
Shashti.
Yeah, like Balakanam. Nidraya.
Shashti.
Tritiya Strilinga Padam.
Like Balikaya, right?
Balikaya.
And Kalahena.
Tritiya.
Tritiya, like Chamasena. Kalahena. Okay, so what is the meaning? Kavya Shastra Vinodena. Does anybody know? Sridhar Modar, somebody? Mangala Bagini? Girija? Modar? Huh?
Kavya.
Sridhar, huh?
No, go let the other lady.
Okay. Mangala.
What Kavya Shastra?
What is Kavya?
The pleasure of Kavya, poetry and
Yes. What is Kavya? Just Kavya. Just for everybody's understanding here. What is Kavya?
Poetry.
Yeah, poetry. Shastra.
Scriptures.
Yeah, scripture or science. Rules, scripture, science. It is okay. Then Vinoda. Vinoda is the Mola Shabda, like we have Vinodena is Tritiya Bhakti. Tritiya. So, yeah. So Kavya Shastra Vinodena means with the pleasure or with the
happiness you get from the science of poetry.
No, it's not pleasure actually. How do I say? Vinoda means
Is it fascination?
Not fascination. Like suppose we get together, it's like just chatting or discussion. Right? So when
the nuances of writing poetry is in its slow moving, or kalaha gachati dhimatam. It is going very slow.
So here Vinoda coming in the meaning of, suppose I get together with my friends in the free time and I just pass my time by just joking or talking about something, talking about this. Okay, that's it, talking about this, so to keep it simple. So Kavya Shastra Vinodena, by talking or discussing about poetry or Shastra means science or some scripture, scientific things. So by doing this, Kalaha means time. Time. Gachati, Gachati goes. Dhimatam. Dhimat means wise people. Dhimat means wise person. Dhimatam means of wise people. Okay. So discussion on poetry or art, you can say, overall art or science. Kalaha, time, goes. Okay. Now, somebody else, Radhika Bhagini. Radhika. So can you? So these are the words here: discussion on science, poetry, time, goes, of wise people. So what is the total meaning of this sentence? Can you form a sentence in English?
So why? Well, I would say it starts at the end. Time goes is the part I'm not.
Time goes of wise people by discussion, right? By discussion on poetry and art, poetry and science.
So how I'm not understanding time goes. That's why I was getting stuck on this one.
You're not understanding? Time goes, okay?
As the translation, because is it just
Okay.
Time is spent. Time is spent.
oh, wise people spend time on the discussion of poetry, art, and
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah. So these words are put not exactly in sequence, back and forth here like that. They are shuffled. But because they have this vibhakti, we can make them out. We can string them together if we want to understand it in English. Otherwise, if somebody is reading it in Sanskritam, it is quite clear to them. So what this means is time goes of wise people by, and this is Vinodena. Vinodena, Tritiya Vibhakti comes with the by or using, right? You can use by. When there is Tritiya Vibhakti, like Balakaha Chamasena Khadati. Balaka eats with the spoon, that is one meaning. And Balika Vichakrikaya Gachati. So girl goes by the bicycle. So the by can be used, by or with can be used for Tritiya Vibhakti where the Tritiya Vibhakti is there. So Kavya Shastra Vinodena, by discussion or by discussion with art and science, time goes of wise people. So together in English it means wise people spend their time like this, by discussion. Now what second one? Vyasanena cha murkhanam nidraya kalahena. Vyasana. What is vyasana? Is the moola shabda. Vyasanam. Vyasanam.
Worry. No.
That
Sadness.
is in Kannada.
Waste.
What is it?
Waste.
So Vyasana is basically bad habit. Vyasanam is bad habit, like
Addiction is the right word. Addiction.
Addiction, or just a bad habit like smoking, etc., or gambling. Vyasanena cha murkhanam. Murkha. What is murkha?
Idiots.
Stupidity.
Stupid. Fool. Stupid. Murkhanam. So Vyasanena. So if you want to translate this in English with the Tritiya Vibhakti, we use by or with bad habits. Bad habit. There is singular word here. Murkhanam means of use because of Shashti. Of stupid people. What is the vachanam here? Murkhanam? Vachanam. So, of foolish people or of stupids. Nidraya.
Sleeping.
Sleeping. What is the actual word here? What is the vibhakti?
Tritiya Vibhakti.
Tritiya. What is the moola shabda? Akaranta, like Rama, Nidra.
Akaranta Strilingam.
Nidra is sleep. So by sleep. Right?
So, I mean, because it is sleep, I was saying it is not a bad habit, but it is a waste of time. So
here there are multiple things, like Vyasana is a separate. It is not a Nidra, is not a Vyasana. Vyasanena, Nidraya and Kalaha. Kalaha is also there. Kalahayana. What is Kalaha? Again, we need by because of there is a by or with. There is a Tritiya. Kalaha.
Argument.
Argument, bickering. Bickering. Quarrel. War or. War means or. Cha is and. So now, Radhika, you can string this together. So by bad habit, of fools, by sleep or by sleeping, or by bickering.
I am not sure. It should be.
And foolish people's by bad habits or by sleep. Sorry.
It's the sleep and bickering.
Or by sleep.
Oh, the
or
bad
by
habit
bickering.
of fools. No, I'm sorry.
No, and by foolish people due to bad habits, by sleep or by bickering.
So what is the thing is that you have to rearrange these parts to make it a sentence in English. So first is by bad habit.
Right. It's going to be.
Fools waste their time with vice.
Uma, what is it?
Oh.
Fools waste their time in vices and bad habits of arguing and.
Yeah, right. That is the purport. That is purport. But if you want to literally put it, what is the sentence? So take kalo gacchati also. Kalo gacchati means time goes. Time goes also comes in here. Time goes by bad habit and of fools by sleep or by bickering. So now put everything together.
So fools spend their time by bad habits of sleep and bickering.
Yeah, that is the purport. That is the in English that is the purport means that is the.
But how does it?
That is how it makes sense. But if you literally put it using the exact words what I have written here, so how do you put it? Uma?
From the beginning.
And of fools, time goes by bad habit, by sleep, or by bickering.
Sorry, say that again.
And of fools, by time goes, kala gachati, by bad habit, by sleep, or by bickering.
Okay. So, yeah.
Wise people spend time discussing poetry and science, and fools waste time arguing, sleeping. The vices of fools are sleeping and addiction, or sleeping and bickering.
Addiction or vices. So, yeah, that is what in English you are putting it. But here, what are the literal like? Suresh Mohoday, you want to?
Tam kalo kavya shastra vinodena gacchati murganam kalo nidraya kalahena vyasanena cha gacchati. That Mohoday?
No, cha murkanam. It is not vyasane. Cha, yeah, because dhimatam is the wise people. Cha murkanam and foolish people. Vyasanena nidraya vyasanena va kalahena. So.
Suresh Mohoday, exact English literal translation. Now, Uma and others, they put it in English. It's purport. But what is the English literal translation? So here they said, wise people spend time by discussion of or discussing poetry and science. That was the first sentence. But is that the literal translation?
What about fools are addicted to arguing?
The second one will come later. The first one, wise people spend their time by discussion of poetry or discussing poetry and science. But is that a literal translation? Wise people. So remember now, wise people spend time. Or just say wise. Wise means wise people only, right? Wise spend time. So just looking at this, what is the action word here? What is the verb?
Gachati.
No, here, why spend time? In this word?
Spend.
Spend. And what is the subject? Who is doing the action?
Wise.
So if you want to literally look at the Sanskrit word for wise, this is because you are putting English, in the English you are putting subject here. In Sanskritam it should be in what vibhakti? Prathama. So what is the Dhimatam is the wise, right? What is the vibhakti we said here?
Dhimatah.
Shashti?
Vibhakti.
Shashti Bahuvachanam.
So this is not Prathama, right? So this is not a subject. This is not a subject.
It is time is spent by. Time is the first in the first case. Kalaha.
Kalaha. Kalaha gacchati. Time goes.
Time is spent.
Okay. Is spent again karmani. So for now, let's keep it literal.
Okay.
Time goes.
For wise people. For wise people.
Of
wise people.
Of wise. Remember, of wise. Kavya Shastra Vinodena.
Discussion of poetry science.
So again, we don't want to bring off here because it is Vinodena. By. I'll just put poetry discussion. I'll make it one word here. Poetry discussion. So now it has to be put literally. Literal translation. Time of wise goes by poetry discussion. Okay. Time of wise goes by poetry discussion. So then
poetry discussion is Tritiya Mahodaya. That is the way in which they spend time.
Yes.
Okay.
So now in the correct English general usage, if you want to translate, then whatever you did before, that is okay. What was that? The wise people spend their time by poetry, and that is. But here it is literally it is like this. So just try to understand this. Time of wise goes by poetry discussion. Now the second sentence is also similar, right? Now kalo gacchati we can again repeat here. Means time goes. That remains. Vyasan murkhanam of fools. Vyasanena by, let's say I'll put wise. Nidraya by sleep. Kalahena by bickering. Quarrel, okay. Bickering. Or. So now literally if you want to put it, you use these same literal meanings, literal translation. Time of fools goes by sleep, or by wise, or by bickering, like this. So one is understanding the overall meaning, which in English that's okay, that stupid people or fools spend their time like that. So just by at very high level looking at the words, if you know the meanings like murkha means stupid, vyasana means bad habit or wise, or nidra means sleep, you can make out the meaning out of it, extract. But if you want to exactly understand each and every word, how it is put there, and in what form it has been used, then you have to again dive down and understand, identify the vibhaktis, forms, etc.
Sir, I don't understand why time is
Kalina. Kalina.
Because there is an and, cha murkanam, so and fools. So so when you say time goes for dhimatam, wise people, and for fools, so the time goes is actually taken up second time also.
It's distributive.
Yes. That and cha murkanam is again for the time only, for fools.
So remember, see, this is a shloka, this is a verse, right? So this whole thing is one sentence.
Yeah, it was the last syllable of the word time that I had problems.
Oh, okay. That was your question, kalo?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it is kalaha, but because it is a verse means shloka, in shloka they put, they make the sandhi means joining the words, sandhi.
Okay.
So sandhi is happening here.
Oh, sorry, yeah, okay, thank you.
Yeah. Actually, I mean, I said verse, but you can use the sandhi anywhere, right? And so but in the verse it is compulsory. In the shloka, sandhis must happen. And also, where else sandhi is happening here? Remember this murkhanam. This is also a sandhi.
Oh.
This is actually the word is murkhanam. This is the word. But here it is, this ma is changing to anuswara. This is actually sandhi. Though in general we don't notice it. So here, for example, Panara phalam khadati. We have been used to writing this like this, but this is actually a sandhi happening here. Yeah?
Oh, yes.
This is actually phalam. And if you write phalam, it is not incorrect. That is also correct. Yeah? Phalam. I think we discussed this where ma changes to anuswara, right?
Yes. Yes,
yeah.
We did. Thank you.
Okay, and there are some examples here you can try later. Shramika khanitrena khanati. This one example I'll talk about, and then probably, yeah. Khanitrena khanati, you should know. Khanati is digging. Khanati digs. Shramikaha is the laborer, worker. Khanati digs. Khanitrena. Yeah. This is called Khanitra. I don't know in English what is it called. No.
Spade.
Spade. That what are the instrument used to dig? So Khanitra must be shovel. What are the instrument used? That is Khanitram. Khanati is digging. Just I'll go through quickly the words for the vocabulary, people who are new to these words. Sevakaha. Okay, somebody can. Anybody want to?
Servant.
Anybody want to help? Sevaka, servant. Dandaha. Somebody? Anybody want to help? And who knows this word? Sridhar, Mahajan?
Dandaha is stick. Right?
Stick. Shama begin. Shunaka. Shunaka, what is the word?
Dog.
Dog. Tadayati.
Eating it. The servant beat the dog with the stick.
Yeah. No. Yeah, but we want to generally quickly go through just the meanings of the words, not the sentences. People should understand the sentence, meaning of the sentence if you know the words. Okay? Sevakaha, servant, dandaha means stick, shunaka, dog, tadayati is beating, beats. Archaka means
Priest.
priest, one who performs worship, etc. in the temples. That is Archakaha. Pushpam,
Flowers.
flower. Deva,
God
Pujayati.
does
Pray.
puja.
Pray.
To
To pray.
Praise, worships and worships. Generally it means respects. Worships is also there. Respects is also. Okay. Mahila.
Lady.
Lady.
Woman, lady. Kunchita.
Key.
Key.
Key. Dwaram.
Door.
Hole.
Okay, hold on. Let's stick to one person. Who is answering? You want to do Sridhar Modi or Jay Modi? You want to do?
Okay, no problem.
okay.
Yeah. Dwaram, door. Udghatayati.
Open.
Opens. Udghatayati. Chhatraha.
Student.
Sanskrit Bhasha, vadati. Let's move on. Sammarjani, they should know. Bhavanam.
Hall.
Marjayati.
Cat. Marge. Cat.
Wipes.
Wife. Yes.
Sauchikaha.
Is it cleaner?
Tailor.
Sauchika is tailor. Okay. Suchi.
Needle.
Stitch.
Needle.
Okay.
Vastram. Cloth. Sivyati.
Stitch.
Stitches. Sews.
Stitches.
Sews. Okay. Then Sahodaraha.
Brother.
Vahanam deno Karyalayam. Office or workplace. And Papnoti. Reaches. Balakanino hasta, they should know. Shabdaha.
Word.
Word is one. Here it is sound.
Okay.
Shabda is sound. Karoti deno. Janaha. People. Nauka.
Boat.
Taranti.
To navigate. To
To
cross.
swim. Taranti.
Cross. Cross over.
Taranti is it not swim, or is it only because we use it for?
Yeah, swim is basically they are floating or crossing.
Okay.
So taranti is crossing. Janaha samsara sagaram taranti or samsaram taranti.
Okay.
This is a similar one. Any word you don't understand in this before we move forward?
On number 9, the after sound in the for do. Shabada.
Which one? The previous one? Previous one?
Yes. Shabadam.
Shabda means sound.
Oh, sound.
So here also, I think churika means, churika is knife. Kartayati, cuts. Halena, hala.
Plow.
Yeah. Krushika, halena karshati. Krushika is a farmer. Karshati is plows his field. And the instrument used to plow is that
It's a plow. Yeah.
plow, which looks like this, at least in India. Here it is all automated. Huh?
Oh, plow. Okay.
Yeah, plow. P-L-O-U-G-H, is that a sentence?
Yeah, right.
Plow. Others are easy. Okay, next one. Two more words we are going to study. Saha and Vina. Saha means with. No, it's already given here. Saha with, Vina is without. We'll look at the examples first. Who is there? I see Malati Bhagini. Are you there? Okay, the first one who wants to read?
Can I try, Mahodaya?
Yeah.
शिक्षकः छात्रेण सह पठति.
Second one.
अशोकः मित्रेण सह मिलति.
Now the first one, Shikshaka Chhatreena Sah Patati. What is the meaning of Shikshaka?
Student.
Teacher.
Teacher.
Chhatra.
Student.
Patati.
Reads.
Reads. Shikshaka Chhatreena Sah Patati. Now, note that we are using Saha here. Saha means with here. Right, with. So, with the student. Teacher reads with students. So, when we use sentences like this, Chhatreena, because there is a Saha, with, this Chhatra will be used in the Tritiya Vibhakti, with whom the action is being performed. Who is actually performing the action here? Shikshaka Chhatreena Saha Patati. Who is performing the Patati? What is the action? Patati. Verb is action. Kriyapadam asti Patati. Kaha Patati?
Shikshakah.
Shikshaka Patati. Now, with whom he is reading, that is the question. So, what will be the question now? Kena Saha. There is somebody else also performing that action, not only Shikshaka. Two people are performing. Now, means another person is also performing the action. Patati. Shikshaka Chhatreena Saha Patati. So, Kena Saha Patati. Chhatreena Saha Patati. The question will be Kena Saha or Kaya Saha. Shikshaka Chhatreena. So, Shikshaka api patati, Shikshaka patati, Chhatraha api patati. Right? Chhatra is also reading. So, both are reading. But Shikshaka, teacher, is reading with the student. Student is also with him when he is performing the action. So, in that case, we are using along with the student. Ashokaha mitrena saha milati. Now, in this case, little bit difference. Now, what is the verb here? Kriyapadam milati. Kaha milati means meets. Kaha milati?
Ashokaha.
Ashokaha milati. So, Kartrupadam. Kaha is Kartrupadam. Ashokaha. With whom he is meeting? He is meeting with his friend. Ashokaha mitrena saha milati. So, note that generally here sometimes mistakes happen. Because meets in, when we say meets in English, we think that whom he is meeting. That is the question, right? Then sometimes we don't ask the question with whom he is meeting. We ask the question whom he is meeting. Right? So when we say that in English, I am meeting my friend, or Ashoka meets his friend. So generally the reverse translation into Sanskrit is Ashoka mitram milati, like that, mitram. In Dvitiya Vibhakti, the translation is done, which is incorrect. Incorrectly, it is done with the Dvitiya. It should be like this, mitrena saha. Yeah. Ashokaha mitram milati, Ashokaha balakam milati, all that Dvitiya should not be used. It should be like with saha, mitrena saha milati. Okay, next one. Jaya Mahoday.
Yes, okay. Mala.
Hold on.
Mala Sakhya Saha Vidyalayam Pranopti.
Prapnoti.
Prapnoti.
Next one.
Rameshaha Shunakena Saha Dhavati.
Then the third one, what is the meaning here? Mala. Mala. What is the verb? Kriyapadam kim? Prapnoti. Reaches. Ka prapnoti. Who is doing the action? Who is reaching?
Mala.
Mala. So mala prapnoti. Kim prapnoti? That we know. Kim prapnoti? Vidyalayam prapnoti. Now kaya saha. With her, somebody else is also going.
Sakhya.
Sakhya saha. What is Sakhya? Sakhya is, what is the vibhakti? Tritiya, because the, what is the root word? Pratipadikam?
Sakhi.
Sakhi, like Nadi, Lekhani. Sakhi. Sakhya saha vidyalayam prapnoti. So wherever there is a saha, Tritiya is used. So in the last, note that in the last page, where it was like Chamasena khadati, Lekhanya likati, what did we say? Tritiya Vibhakti is used in what sense? What is the role of a word which is in Tritiya Vibhakti? Instrument. Like Lekhani is an instrument, Vahanam, Vahanena, atrapi instrument or medium. But here what is happening? So here we are saying Shikshaka Chatrena Sa Patati. So Chatrena is in Tritiya Vibhakti. So is Chatra as an instrument?
With the possession of it? It's of? Kasya.
Sakhya saha vidyalayam prapnoti. With her friend, she reaches the school. So here, friend is in Tritiya Vibhakti, right? Sakhya.
Yes.
So he is a Sakhi, an instrument here to do this action. For example, you take the next one also. Rameshaha shunakena saha dhavati. Dhavati runs. Rameshaha dhavati. Kena saha shunakena saha. With the dog he runs. So for running, is the shunaka dog, is it an instrument?
No.
No, right?
No, not really.
Yes. So,
With an instrument means it can be with someone or with something.
Yeah, but so that is not an instrument. So if I am here, Ramesha Shunakena Saha Dhavati, Sakhya Saha Vidyalayam Prapnoti. So here Sakhya, Shunakena, these are the Tritiya Vibhaktis are there. But here they are not instrument. So Tritiya Vibhakti, in the previous examples, it was used in the role of an instrument. But here, it is not, these are not instruments. They are also performing the action actually. Ramesha Shunakena Saha Dhavati means what? Shunaka is also running. Yeah? So these are not instruments actually, but in this case also Tritiya Vibhakti is used. Why? Because that is how the usage is there. What it says is when there is a saha word is there in a sentence, saha means with, right? Saha word is there in a sentence, then with this saha, whatever word is attached or associated, that word will be in the Tritiya Vibhakti. That is just because it is associated with saha. It is not an instrument. It is associated with saha. That is why this is in the Tritiya Vibhakti. So this is a special case of using a Tritiya Vibhakti, not in the sense of instrument. Okay. That is why remember that many times I have said that these Vibhaktis, when I showed the Vibhakti in the Vibhakti table also here, not this, yeah, this one also. So all these prashna, kaha, kim, kena, kasmai, kasmat, kasya, kutra, kasmin, and where was the Rama? Or take this also, for example. Here the examples are sure. Pratama is like this, Ditya is like look at river. So these usages is usage of each vibhakti. What it indicating the role here, it is one of the ways of using the vibhaktis. Yeah? The vibhakti forms. Vibhakti means vibhakti forms. There might be other ways also or other roles also played by these vibhaktis in a different context and different senses. So this is not always the case. This is one of the ways in which vibhaktis come into picture. Okay, so Tritiya Vibhakti in the previous examples here came in the role of instrument there. It was used in the role of instrument. But here it is not used in the role of instrument. It is used because there is a saha in the sentence. Shikshakaha chat.
Can we say this as doing it together? So Shikshaka patati. So the action is performed together along with this. So with is there. So that is why it is coming in the third case.
Right. Yeah. Right. So Mangala Bhagini was saying along with, like that. So the action is performed saha.
Okay.
So Shunakena Dhavati. Suresh Mode, do you want to read the next sentences?
All right.
Fifth one, Malati. Hello.
Probably is unmuted.
You are unmuted. I think there is some problem in his line. So yeah, someone else can read.
Malati lataya saha nrityati.
Malati lataya saha.
Lataya saha nrityati. Balakah sahodarena saha aapanam gacchati. Bhagini ambaya saha agacchati.
Ambaya.
Hiranah vyagrena saha gacchati.
Harinah.
Charati. Harinah vyagrena saha charati. Putri bhaginya saha vasati. Rameshah kandukena saha kridati.
Yeah, so thank you. So here any word meaning you want to know in these sentences? Oh, sorry. Up to 10. Harinaha means
Deer.
deer. Vyaghraha,
Tiger.
tiger. Charati.
Grace. Grazing.
There are two meanings for charati. One is grazing or eating. Okay. Other is wandering or roaming around. So harinaha vyagrena sa charati means charati has both the meanings. So other words are clear, I think. Okay, next one. Vina. Now the next one is vina. Like saha we saw. The other word is vina. Vina is also like a special word like saha. Sister, or in the absence of sister, without sister. So here bhaginim, what is the vibhakti? Bhaginim. Is it pratama, dvitiya, tritiya, shashti? No, what is the vibhakti here? Like Nadim, Lekhanim.
Second case.
Yeah. Is there any doubt for anybody? Nobody answering.
Second case?
Yeah, that is correct. That is correct. Yes, second is correct, but I'm just wondering. Everybody is quiet.
Object.
Bhaginim, Nadim is a Dvitiya Vibhakti, right? So here, Dvitiya Vibhakti in the previous lessons, what role it is going to play? Dvitiya.
Object.
Karma.
Object. Like if you see this table here, Dvitiya, Kim, Karma, Balakaha, Kim Dadati. So that is the question, Kim Dadati, object here. Pustakam Dadati. However, in these examples, what we are looking at now, is that an object?
No.
Bhaginim Vina. So if you remove this Vina, what happens? Bhaginim Sahodara Khadati. Right? Sahodaraha Bhaginim Khadati. So in that case, Bhagini becomes an object, right? He is eating Bhagini, but that is not the case here. So we want Sahodaraha Bhaginim Vina Khadati. Without his sister, he is eating something. So what something is not specified here, we can put Phalam Khadati or whatever. Okay. Bhaginim Vina Sahodara Phalam Khadati. Now this Dvitiya Vibhakti is coming here just because Vina is there. Okay. So just like when Saha is there and the word associated with Saha is in the Tritiya Vibhakti has to be put in Tritiya. Similarly, the word associated with Vina will be in the Dvitiya Vibhakti. So that is another special case of Dvitiya here. Okay. So Tritiya special case was this one with Saha, and Dvitiya special case is Vina. So here it's with Saha, it is not an instrument when this Tritiya, and here with Vina, Dvitiya is not an object. It is just special case of Dvitiya coming there because there is Vina. Bhaginim Vina, without sister. So Sahodara Khad. Now again here there is a Phalam Khadati. This Phalam is in Dvitiya because it is Khadati. This is an object. But here Dvitiya is there. This is not an object. Because it is associated with Vina. So similarly there are other examples here. We can just quickly read them and finish it. Who is the reader today? I think Jaya Mahoday is reader.
Yes, yeah, I can. I lost my connection earlier. Sanganakam vina karya katinam.
What is the meaning?
Without computer, it's difficult to work.
Without instrument, right? Sanganakam is a
Sanganakam, computer.
Okay. Yeah.
Karyam, work, katinam, difficult. Asti, you have to assume here. Asti is a kriyapadam. Here also Ditiya Vibhakti, Sanganakam is a Napumsakalinga Shabda, but is a Ditiya coming because of Vina. Okay, next one. Upanet.
Upanetram vina aham chitram pashyami. Without glasses, I can see the picture.
Not I can, I see.
I see the picture.
Okay, next one.
Malam vina nalini agacchati. Mala, without mala, nalini is coming.
Yeah.
Comes. Lekhanim vina lekhanam na sadhyam. Without pen, we cannot write.
Yeah, writing is not possible. Lekhanam is writing. Na sadhyam. Sadhyam is possible. Na sadhyam. Asadhyam. Not possible. Okay, next.
Ashokaha mitram vina bhojanam karoti. Without his friend, Ashok is eating.
Yeah.
Shikshakam vina jnanam na shakyam.
Note that here. Yeah, Shikshakam vina jnanam na shakyam. So what is the meaning?
Not possible to have knowledge without the teacher.
Yeah. So literally it is, without the teacher, knowledge is not possible. Or understanding is not possible. Now, note that here the words are a little bit shuffled here, right? When you see this, Ashokaha mitram vina bhojanam karoti. Here the subject is coming first here, mitram vina, then object here bhojanam karoti is coming here. But if you look at Shikshakam vina, let's take it, this one. Malam vina nalini agacchati. Here, what is the subject here? Malam vina nalini agacchati.
Nalini is the subject.
Nalini is the subject. So here the subject in this number 16 is coming first. Nalini, here it is coming in the middle. It doesn't matter. Yeah, doesn't matter because, again, Sanskrit note that mostly the words can be shuffled. But not, we cannot shuffle malam and vina. We can't put vina and malam somewhere. Okay? They have to be together. Malam vina, upanetram vina. Okay? But you can make it vina malam, or vina upanetram. Vina you can put first, upanetram you can put next. That is possible. But you can't separate these. You can't put vina first. Vina aham chitram upanetram pashyami. We can't do that. Then the meaning is disturbed. Okay? So upanetram and vina, they have to be together. Okay? Then other things we can move around. Okay? So here you see here malam vina nalini agacchati. Nalini is subject. Malam vina together here. Similarly, Ashokaha is subject. Mitram vina together here. Okay, so keep that in mind. Okay, next, number 18.
In 17, Shikshak, is it, is the vina going with jnanam or is it going with Shikshakam? Because both of them are in the second case, right?
Atra, no, jnanam is in pratama. Jnanam na shakyam asti.
Okay.
Yeah, good question. So, Shikshakam vina jnanam na shakyam asti. Next, 18.
Suryam vina prakashaha na bhavati. Without the sun, there cannot be light.
There is no light.
There is no light. Chakram vina vahanam na gacchati. Without wheels, car cannot be driven. Cannot
vehicle doesn't go. Yeah.
Dugdam vina balakah roditi. Without milk, the boy cries.
Yeah. Okay. Any question so far?
Is it roditi or rodati?
Roditi. Roditi.
Okay.
So that is also on this, you can see here. Number 38 row. Row number 38 here.
Okay.
Where is it is on this side. Here. Roditi. Column E. 38E. Roditi. That is a little special Kriya Padam. Okay, so otherwise we can stop here today. Dhanyavadaha.
But the plural is rodanti.
Rudanti.
Rudanti, yeah, Rudanti, yeah. Okay. Rudanti.
Namaskara.
Mahodaya, Shakyam is what?
Shakyam is possible.
Dhanyavadaha, Mahodaya.
So sadhyam is possible to achieve. Shakyam is possible to do.
Yes.
Dhanyavadaha. Namaskara.
Dhanyavadaha.
Dhanyavadaha.